From May to September 2003, 4 young boys went missing in the Bahamas. These crimes, especially in a relatively safe nation like the Bahamas, sent shockwaves around the globe. Amidst all the chaos, the Bahamian government tried to assure tourists that the Bahamas was still a safe country to visit. However, for 5 months, the police hit dead end after dead end with their investigation. That all changed on October 26th, when a man walked into the police station with a confession to make. Welcome to History's Biggest Villains. Cordell Farrington was born in Nassau, Bahamas in 1968. He claimed that he was abused as a child, even becoming addicted to crack cocaine at some point. But he was able to get clean and turn his life around. He even trained as a priest before settling to work at a warehouse. In his free time, he would draw pictures of boys crying, and some were even shown in exhibitions at the Artists Association of Grand Bahama. He married a woman named Dean and had a daughter. According to her, he was a good father, but they had to separate after she suspected that he was smoking crack again due to his rapid weight loss. From the months of May to September 2003, 4 young boys went missing in Grand Bahama. Mackenzie Colas, 11, D'Angelo McKenzie, 13, Junior Ream, 11, and Desmond Roll, 14. By October 7, 2003, with a joint task force between the Royal Bahamas and South Florida Police, special cadaver dogs were flown to Grand Bahama. With no clues, no reports, no leads, and more than 25 people detained and released in the previous 5 months. The task now was to try to find evidence of the missing. Scotland Yard and the FBI were even called in to consult. All over the world, the news of a potential serial killer on the small island nation of the Bahamas was sending shockwaves across the world. The government proactively assured tourists that it was still safe to travel to the Bahamas. However, by October 12th, the police openly admitted that they still had no idea what happened to the missing boys. One man, they said, was in custody. Was it the man they were looking for? There have been dozens of false leads and false starts since the investigation began. With the tension mounting and fear spreading, the last thing the police needed was for the panic to give rise to vigilantes. On Sunday, October 26, 2003, a man who was identified as 35-year-old warehouse worker Cordell Farrington had surrendered himself to the police, leading them to a grim discovery. It was in the Barbary Beach area of Grand Bahama, where human remains, mostly skeletal, were found in numbered boxes. He told them that he couldn't take it anymore. He confessed to the murders of all 4 of the missing boys. Mackenzie Colas went missing on May 16, 2003, being last seen by his mother. Farrington told police that he had picked the boy up on Pioneer's Way, Freeport. He said that he took Mackenzie home, ordered him to take a shower, and told him that he was going to kill him. According to his statement, Farrington said that when the boy asked why he had to kill him, he replied, "I have to do it." Farrington told police that he bound the boy by his hands and feet with duct tape and struck him on the head several times with a wooden plank. He then put the boy's body in the trunk of his car, drove to Barbary Beach, and buried him there. 2 weeks later, he returned to collect his remains. D'Angelo McKenzie was last seen by his grandfather on May 27, 2003. Cordell told police that he picked up the boy in the parking lot of the Church of God while he was heading home from school. He said he asked the boy to go home with him to pick up some equipment for the church. He confessed that he took the boy home and had sex with him twice. He asked the boy about his family and told him that he was going to have to kill him. He said the boy told him that he only wanted to go to school and have a good education. Cordell then bound the boy with duct tape and hit him on the head several times with a wooden plank. He then put the boy's body in the trunk of his car and drove to Barbary Beach, where he hid the body. Junior Ream was reported missing on July 29, 2003, and was last seen by his mother. Cordell told police that he had picked the boy up behind the Christ the King Anglican Church and took him home. There he ordered the boy to take a shower, but the boy refused. He bound the boy with duct tape and he started to scream. So he stabbed him in the neck with a knife, all while his own son was in the other room. He told police that he took the boy's body and put it in the trunk of his car. He then drove to Barbary Beach where he hid the body. Cordell told police that he was sorry that the boy had to die such a horrible death. Desmond Roll was last seen by his mother on September 28, 2003. Farrington said he picked up the boy while at a park while heading to Williamstown. He told the boy that he knew his mother and brother, driving him to a bushy area before he handcuffed and raped the boy. He then slit his throat, took his body back to his car, and committed a sex act. He took the boy's body to Barbary Beach, where he slit open his chest cavity, removed his heart, and severed his limbs. Cordell told police he was trying a new way to kill. But there was even more to the story, as Cordell admitted to the murder of 22-year-old Jamal Robbins, his gay lover. At his trial in 2006, Another one of Cordell's former gay partners, Ontario Floyd, testified as a witness to Jamal's murder. Ontario explained that in 2002, he lived at Mallory Lane, working at Burger King as a cleaner, making $165 a week. He met Cordell in January 2002, and he moved in within a week of them meeting each other. He was 21 at the time. They shared the apartment with 2 other roommates. He and Cordell slept in the same bed for a while, but once the 2 other roommates moved out, Ontario started seeing Jamal Robbins around their apartment in February 2002. On July 17, 2002, he said he left work at 12 and got home at about 12:30 p.m. He overheard an argument between Farrington and Robbins. Cordell was telling him that if he sold his body, he might catch AIDS. At that point, he just said in a friendly way, "I would kill that boy." He said the conversation did not last very long and he did not intervene in any way. He went to bed and was awakened by a rumbling at about 6:30 in the morning. Within the next 5 minutes, Cordell was at his room shouting, "Terry, Terry, Terry, I kill him." Ontario said that he wasn't pleased with being awakened at that hour, nor did he believe Cordell's story. Nonetheless, he followed him to the bedroom where he saw a body lying face up on the floor. It was Jamal Robbins' body. Cordell was wrapping the body up and cleaning up blood. Angrily, Ontario asked him what he had done in their home. Pacing in the hallway, Ontario questioned who he was going to tell, but because he was gay, he decided he could not tell his mother or the police. Ontario said he never went into the room with the body. He shook me and said, "Terry, Terry, catch yourself." He said he would harm me and kill my family. Floyd said Cordell went back into the bedroom and completed wrapping up the body and soaking up blood with towels and sheets. I was forced to help him carry the body because he told me it was too heavy for him to lift. Complying with the request, Robinson's body was placed in the back trunk of Farrington's car and discarded in bushes off the Grand Bahama Highway. Cordell was sentenced to death in 2006 for killing Robbins and an additional 4 life sentences for the boys' murders. On October 15, 2008, the death sentence was commuted to life in prison. However, his charges were later reduced to manslaughter as it was determined he suffered from a severe personality disorder. What? In 2014, Cordell appeared before the court again with a request of having his sentence quashed in connection with Robbins' killing, saying that he was drunk at the time of the murder. On March 23, 2015, the court quashed the sentence and replaced it with another count of life imprisonment. And you know what's crazy? When you go back and you think of when he made the pictures of the boys crying, maybe that was symbolism for what he wanted to do. Maybe he wanted to harm young men. He always wanted to do that. Because it's like he draws pictures of boys crying and then he goes out and kills young boys. I feel like he was gay and he didn't want anyone to know. Especially with Jamal. Like, I don't know. That's just crazy because it's like you have a normal guy who has a nice family. You know, he might have had a drug habit, but he cleaned himself up. A nice little redemption story. But then he just comes in and tells the police that he did something. Like, he confesses. He turns his own self in. So if he didn't turn himself in, he probably could have killed another 10 to 15 people because they were nowhere near finding him at all. When you hear about stuff like this in the nations like the Bahamas and the Caribbean, like, these are nations that are supposed to be like, oh, tourist locations, oh, nice, super sunny. But then things like this happen and you're like, well, I don't want to go there. You know. Thank you for listening to the story. I really appreciate everyone. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Thank you. Please be safe. I'm out. Peace.